everybody, and welcome to Enjoy English. I am Shane.
I am Betty.
Hi, Betty.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
As usual.
As usual.
Couldn't be better. It's always good.
Couldn't be better.
Couldn't be better.
Oh,
yeah,
so,
always good to be here.
Oh, okay.
Nice to be here.
Fantastic. Okay, let's get started. We're talking about today childhood throwbacks at the toy store.
Oh, sounds fun.
Yeah, so a throwback kind of just means going back in time. So if you say a childhood throwback, it means it's kind of like going back in time to your childhood. And in this case, we're going back and thinking about our childhood and the memories that we might have at a toy store.
没错，我们今天要讲的很有趣哦。那个 throwback 先解释一下，它就是那个回忆杀的意思。你可以讲什么东西呢？给你很多回忆，就是回忆杀。所以 this song is a real throwback。然后听到这首歌的时候，就回到了小时候啊，在玩的时候这样子。对，然后像那个 Instagram 或者是那个 Facebook 都会有什么 Throwback Thursday， 对不对？就是会有那种动态回顾。
I remember like before social media, they did that on radio stations. For like music, they would have Throwback Thursdays, you know, and they would play old songs on that day. You know?
OK.
Yeah.
所以就是玩具店里，我们今天讲玩具店里的童年回忆杀。
Okay, so we have a dialogue today. So let's first take a short break and we'll jump into the dialogue.
Childhood throwbacks at the toy store.
Carl is at a toy store with Mandy, an exchange student from abroad.
Wow, there are so many cool toys here.
Yeah, I used to get toys from this store when I was little. My favorite was the slingshot.
Sounds like you're a little troublemaker. I really like the marbles and the spinning tops.
Are there stores like this in your country?
Of course, my friends and I had yo-yos just like this one.
Cool. I was never good at those. Yo-yos definitely take some skill and practice to master.
I could teach you if you'd like.
That's fine. I'll stick with my slingshot, or maybe I'll get one of this rubber band guns. What do you think?
That's no fun. You'll just annoy everyone by shooting rubber bands everywhere.
Okay then, what do you suggest?
Let's buy something we can play with together. How about this jump rope? I'm sure I can beat you.
We need a third person for that. What about a shuttlecock instead?
Great idea. Shuttlecocks are fun and perfect for playing together.
Yeah, and they're easy to carry around too. Let's see who can keep it in the air the longest.
Get ready to lose, Carl.
Okay, in today's dialogue, we have two characters. We have Mandy and Carl. And what's going on? Carl is at a toy store with Mandy, an exchange student from abroad. So who is the exchange student from abroad? Because it said Carl is at a toy store with Mandy, an exchange student from abroad. So should it be Carl or Mandy?
I'm guessing it's probably Mandy.
You're right. It's Mandy. So Mandy's after the comma right there. So she's the exchange student from abroad, unless you're a very poor writer. But this is the way it should be. It should be an exchange student would be Mandy, because the comma is after that. And so we know it's her. So we've got an exchange student. What does that mean? That means a student that comes from a different country.
交换生.
Yes, it goes to your country and studies, you know, some just studies at the school maybe that you go to, might come and study the local language, things like that.
对，他就说呢 ，Carl 呢现在在一个玩具店哦，然后跟谁呢 ？Mandy， 那要注意哦，这个后面的这个东西同位语，它在跟 Mandy 放在一起，对不对？所以谁是交换生呢？是 Mandy 哦，那他就对 Mandy 做一个补述，就是，Mandy 是外国来的哦，所以说他可能会开始介绍 Carl 就开始介绍我们台湾的童年玩具了。
Yeah, okay. So we start off with Mandy. Mandy says, "Wow, there are so many cool toys here."
对。
Yeah.
所以他就说，哇，这好多很酷的这个玩具。
Yeah, I definitely can think of toy stores that I went to when I was a child. And I just remember thinking when I'm an adult, all I'm going to do is just spend all my money at these toy stores. Because I would just think what else besides candy am I going to want to buy when I'm an adult? Just candy and all of these toys could be mine.
And what about now?
And now I never would buy a toy. And I barely ever buy candy. It's
Yeah.
really weird how it changes. But
So you've grown out of it.
But I remember going into a toy store just thinking, oh, once I'm an adult and I earn money, I can buy any toy I want. No.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about being a child, right? You get happy with little things in life.
That's right.
Yeah，他就说，哎，没有，我们还在同一句啊。对，我们在那个Shane刚才分享，就是说他小时候就很想把玩具店的所有的玩具买回家，长大之后就不想买了，有钱的就不想买了哈，没钱的时候就想买。Okay.
Okay, so Carl says, yeah, I used to get toys from this store when I was little. My favorite was the slingshot.
Oh, do you know this one? Slingshot?
Of course,
do you play that?
Of course, I know the
Did you
slingshot.
play that?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sure. It usually
was
has
never
like
my
a kind of
thing.
like a rubber band, and you want to point at things, and you kind of shoot. You can shoot things.
I never get to play a slingshot.
Yeah. Really?
Being a child, no. Now, as a grown-up, no.
No, child, no. Grown up, no. It was a fun thing, but now I wouldn't really do that. It just seems too dangerous.
A little bit, especially in the city. 对，他就
That's true.
对啊，你是在台湾密度那么高，你随便射都射到人。他就说呢，哎，对呀，I used to 是以前习惯，这个同学可以学起来，因为这个会比较自然。有时候你纯用过去式，会觉得说那个东西是一次性的。那 used to 就是我以前呢就是反复做，这样语义比较明显。所以他就说
Instead of like I hear students say like before I blah 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 blah.
Because that sound like it's just for like one time,
Yeah,
right? It's not
right,
something that
right.
you did as a habit.
Repetitive thing.
对，他就说，我以前呢都会从这间店很久了，在这间店会买玩具啊，但是小时候啊，然后呢，我最喜欢的那种弹弓，同学有玩过吗？现在应该比较少哈，很危险，老师会没收。
Okay, and then Mandy says, sounds like you were a little troublemaker. I really like the marbles and the spinning tops.
Okay, do you play any of these two things here? Marbles,
Now?
a top, like it used to. Sorry, did you used to?
I had I would play with a spinning top. I happen to be Jewish. And spinning tops in Hebrew, they're called dreidels. And a dreidel is a kind of top that you spin around, and it has different actually, I don't even know what the meanings, but it had some words on it. But it was traditional during some of the holidays to spin the dreidel.
So everybody just starts spinning
but it was
tops.
a top,
like,
yeah, it was
okay.
top, and it would just spin around.
So the longer it spins,
I don't even remember what the rules were, but I thought it was just fun because I was a kid, you know?
对，
I
那
like spinning stuff or throwing stuff, anything, yeah.
Yeah, keep yourself busy. 小时候都喜欢这样手就在那边转笔呀什么的。然后 Mandy 就说：“你听起来小时候应该是那种捣蛋鬼，对 ，trouble maker， 就那种很讨厌的那种。对，然后他就说呢，我小时候很喜欢那种弹珠，台湾人会那个打弹珠嘛，对不对？夜市也有很多那个 marbles 嘛，你只是就是推那个 marbles， 看你有得几排就有沙士糖啊，还是？”
Yeah, I used to play marbles too, and I used to you could play and you can collect the
对
marbles too.
这样，汽水上面也有嘛，对不对？然后还有 spinning tops 或者是 tops， 它就是那个陀螺啦，陀螺。
Okay, and so then Carl says, are there stores like this in your country?
哦，你的国家有这种玩具店吗？他就瞧不起谁，应该有吧？哪个国家没有玩具店？
Unless the store is really special and has some very, very unique stuff, that could be possible. But these sound like all pretty common
Right, so-
toys that you would use.
That's probably around the world, like
So,
toy stores.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every country has a toy store because every country has kids.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So Mandy then says, of course, my friends and I had yo-yos just like this one.
Oh, okay. It was a long time ago when I last played a yo-yo.
Yeah, I haven't played with a yo-yo in a long time either. I was never very good at it. I had some friends who could do a lot of tricks with their yo-yos and spin them around and make them walk and do weird things like that. But yeah, I was never very good at it.
对，他就说当然有啦。你知道吗？我朋友跟我呢，以前小时候都有这种溜溜球，悠悠在中文就溜溜球这样。That's the sound, like 溜溜悠悠。Yeah.
溜溜yo-yo.
对，溜溜球。
Okay. And then Carl says, cool. I was good at those. Yo-yos definitely take some skill.
I was never good at those. Never.
Yeah, neither was I. Yeah, yo-yos definitely take some skill and practice to master. That's why.
没错。
It takes time.
没错。
You can't just like pick it up and know how to do all the tricks. You need to practice, and to master it, this kind of a skill. So a skill just means something that you do, that you can do, something that you pick up that makes you good at doing something.
Yeah, something that you don't, you weren't born with.
Yeah.
Perhaps, yeah, it's something that you
By
practice as a master.
practicing, you get more and more skill. And
Yeah.
then when you become a master at something, that means that your skill level is like at the highest level that
Mm-hmm.
you can have at that thing.
Skillful.
Yeah. So
maybe.
a master would just be like super skillful.
对，然后他就说：“哎呦，很酷哦。那我跟你说，我从来呢对这种东西哦，我都不是很厉害。刚才Shane念的时候，他念成很厉害，因为他可能自己在幻想哦。但是他说 I was never good at this， 就是呢，我从来都没有很厉害。这个其实可以学一下哈 ，be good at something。Be never good at something，、对，然后悠悠呢，哎，就溜溜球呢，它真的是一定是要有一些技巧性哦，技巧含量在的。那你还要很多练习才能 master 精通啊。我们都说功夫 master， 就是那种功夫大师。
Master.
对，那
Yeah.
林子的那个熊猫功夫熊猫，它不是用功夫 master，master 可以当大师，当动词就是精通。
Okay. All right. And then Mandy says, I could teach you if you'd like.
Oh, okay, so
Okay.
that's very generous.
So she's actually willing to teach him how to play the yo-yo.
对。
But I don't know. I mean, I guess you can learn and play the yo-yo at any age.
The age of, yeah, I think so. I think so. If you're still interested.
If you're still interested.
Yeah.
But typically, once you get a little bit older, you start losing interest in things like yo-yos.
Yeah, there are just more fun things than playing with you.
There's,
the yo-yo.
there's better stuff than yo-yos to spend your
Yeah.
money on and spend your time with.
对，
Right? I guess, unfortunately, probably things like video games and
没
stuff
错
like that. But I don't play video games, actually.
对，但是长大就有更多事情。但是 Mandy 就很这个慷慨，他就说，如果你想要的话，他用比较委婉的口气哦 ，I could teach you， 我可以教你哦。如果你想要，这个是比较委婉一点哦。但是人家 Carl 不一定想学嘛，我们来看一下 Carl 想不想学。
Okay. He says, that's fine.
不要。
So that's fine here. When you say that's fine, it could mean no, thank you.
对。
You could also say it's all right. So fine, it's all right. These are ways of politely saying no to somebody.
对。
Says, I'll stick with my slingshot, or maybe I'll get one of these rubber band guns. What do you think?
没错。
Sounds like just as dangerous as a slingshot.
Right,
rubber
band guns. I think
yeah.
it's they're more dangerous, right? In a sense.
It depends.
Yeah.
Really, I think they're both pretty dangerous.
对。
But he says, I'll stick with my slingshot. If you stick with something, it just means you'll keep on using that thing.
对。
Right? You're not going to switch to doing another thing. You'll stick with this thing, because stick has the meaning of
黏在一起。
right? So, right, stick with.
对，那他就说 That's fine， 那也蛮有趣的哦。不同语言的时候，我们中文也会说没关系，对不对？但是就是比较委婉的拒绝别人 That's fine，fine 你单看它是好的意思，对不对？还可以，但是 That's fine 是不用了哈，不用了，谢谢这种感觉哦。对，所以他其实在拒绝别人，就是跟英文说 I'm good。他不说我很好，他是说不用，你要不要多一点，再来一个汉堡 ？I'm good， 不用
I'm good.
对对对。
Thanks anyway.
对，然后他就说 I'll stick with my slingshot， 他就说没关系，我继续玩我的弹弓。那个 stick to， 那对不起 ，stick with 同学要记得，因为我们之后会看到 stick to。等一下就是在几集之后，对，那 stick with 的话就是继续做什么事情，它因为它有这个粘起来的意思哦，黏的这样 sticky 的意思哦，所以我就继续做原本的哈，继续玩弹弓就好了。或者是呢，哎，你知道吗？我有点想要买那种塑胶那种橡皮筋枪，同学不知道有没有玩过？
It's pretty dangerous, but sounds like fun. Okay, let's take a short break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back, everybody. So we're continuing the dialogue. We've got Mandy now. So we just had Carl say that maybe he wants to play with a rubber band gun.
Right.
So she says, that's no fun.
这个不好玩。
You'll just annoy everyone by shooting rubber bands everywhere.
I guess it's probably very annoying. Like when I was little, when I saw boys carrying their like rubber band gun around, it was always annoying.
I was able to make you can make a rubber band gun on your hand.
Yeah, on your fingers,
On your finger,
and
and then
that's equally annoying.
It's equally fun.
Equally annoying. 然后我之前就是有被那个同学这样子射到眼睛，我超
really？
生气。对，因为他对着我的眼睛，然后不小心射出去了。你如果要这样子，你技术也好一点，你怎么会不然射到我眼睛？对，他就说呢，你不要买这个，你就是会让大家觉得很肮脏、很讨厌 ，annoy everyone，就让大家会很不爽啊。为什么让大家很不爽？借由shooting rubber bands everywhere， 你就是在那边制造垃圾嘛。那橡皮筋那边乱射，这样 shoot 其实就是大家都知道就是射嘛，对不对 ？shoot shot。SHOT， 记得它的过去式跟过去分词。
All right, thanks. All right, and Carl says, okay then, what do you suggest?
那好啊，那不然要买什么？
Yeah, I mean, if you don't want me to play with, anything fun, then
Marbles maybe a good idea.
Yeah,
Marbles, you get to collect them.
Well, let's see. Let's see what Mandy suggests. So Mandy says, let's buy something we can play with together.
All right.
How about this jump rope? I'm sure I can beat you.
OK， 他就说，那我们要不要买？就是 that's 怎么样，就是邀请提议的语气嘛。那我们要不要买？就是可以一起玩的东西，像是 how about 也是一个提议哦。那后面接名词哦，要不要买跳绳呢？我很确定你一定输我beat you， 就是我一定会赢你这样，因为他很会跳绳。
Are you good at doing the jump rope?
Pretty good.
Really? I'm terrible.
Why?
I don't know. I think boys are just worse
Like
at jump
rhythm
rope.
thing?
No, I think the girls.
It's a jumping up.
When I was growing up, I remember that jump rope was more of a girls' activity.
In what way?
Boys would play with things that had to do with balls, like baseball,
玩球类的啦。
or like throwing balls at each other, or chasing balls. Everything had to do with a ball. And I remember the girls would be on the side doing jump rope and doing very fancy jump rope too, like really cool,
good ones,
like really good ones. And the boys would be very impressed by it, but it's just something we just didn't do as often as the girls. At least in my culture, that's what it was like.
所以他至少他的经验来讲，好像玩跳绳的比较多是女生所以难怪 Mandy 就说 I can beat you， 就是 Mandy 就说我可以赢你哦。
Yeah.
Okay.
And I mean, unless you're using it as a solo jump rope. But see, this is what Carl's talking about. He says we need a third person for that.
要第三个人，为什么
So you don't, though, right?
？Maybe sometimes you don't.
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So, but in his opinion, he thinks they would need a third person.
Because it's something they can play with.
Yeah. But if she's saying I can beat you, she could be, maybe I can do it faster, or I can do it more times without hitting the string on me.
Two people can also do jump rope together. Do you know? 就是两个人也可以啊，双人跳绳啊。
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
If the string is long enough.
对啊，小时候都这样玩。但是 Carl 就是他没有办法想象这么多，他就说
Carl's not that smart. He just plays with guns and shoots people.
对他不会玩跳绳，然后他就说要第三个人，因为他的想象是两个人拿着，然后一个人在中间跳这样子。
I have to say, Carl's not that smart, but he is handsome. You'll see him on the video. Very handsome guy. We'll see. So he suggests, what about a shuttlecock instead?
要不要踢毽子
Yeah.
？What about 也是提议哦。那这个 shuttlecock， 你们有吗？你们
Yeah.
西方有毽子，我一直觉得毽子是亚洲的东西。
Yeah, we have those shuttlecock. What is it again?
毽子。
The thing that like goes up and down.
Use your leg, like your ankle, like kick it.
And it's just like a little bag.
Not
It's not hacky sack.
No, but it's similar to that. It's like shuttlecock and badminton, but it's like you kick it.
Oh, so it's like so. I know the shuttlecock. I know a shuttlecock is what they use for badminton.
Yeah, but not like in an Asian sense, right? 他们就是用脚踢 use your ankle to kick it.
So you can actually kick the shuttlecock.
对，只是
Okay.
yeah. 所以这个是毽子哦。那 shuttlecock 其实我们刚才会这么有点困惑，就是它可以当羽毛球的那个球，那个形状很像，对不对？对，所以那个刚才Shane，因为我们在讲那个 shuttlecock 的时候，在这里我们翻译成毽子，因为那个毽子的形状是一样，就是你要用那个脚去踢这样。
Right. Okay, so Mandy says, great idea. All right, finally, they have something they can do together.
Yeah.
Shuttlecocks are fun and perfect for playing together.
It's actually quite hard to kick it like repeatedly.
I wonder if it's more difficult than a hacky sack. It's probably the same idea.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
But you need to make sure like the direction, the feather, the side with feather has to be up.
Right, of course.
But
yeah.
for that thing, it doesn't really have a side, right?
It doesn't, it's because it's soft and it kind of has like little kind of like beads
它是
in
有
it.
点像沙包这样子。
Yeah, and you kick it and play with it, and it can land on your head and land on your shoulder, and you can just do all kinds of stuff
对
with it.
但是我觉得毽子比较难，因为它有方向性哦。我觉得我自己是很难的，因为我没有运动神经哦。他说这个想法很好啊，这个毽子又好玩，然后嘞 perfect for 就是很适合一起玩，你们可以去比赛踢几下嘛。
Right. Okay. And so Carl says, yeah, and they're easy to carry around too. Let's see who can keep it in the air the longest.
Right， 他就说，他们也很好带，就是小小的嘛，对不对？然后我们就来比赛，说谁可以踢最久。
So you said you never really did this.
Never good at this.
You weren't good at
I
it.
did it a couple of times.
I never played this. I played hacky sack, and there was a time when, for a short time, like I remember during one summer, I was playing with one. A friend had one, and we were bored, and we would just play, and he kind of taught me. And then I got really good at it, but then I never played again after that. And then I tried again later, and then I was bad at it again. So I don't know what happened. Okay, so Mandy finally says at the end, "Get ready to lose, Carl."
对，Man 就说你准备好输吧你。
Carl, you're going down. So that's a way also you can tell somebody they're going to lose. You can say you are going
你要
down.
沉了。
Okay, that's a very interesting conversation and brings back memories, right?
Right.
Okay.
带来旧的回忆，这样回忆
Yeah,
杀。
that's fun. Toys are good. Yeah. Oh, when you're young. Okay, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.